Hey guys, welcome back to my Snowrunner chill let's play. In today's video, we are back on Island Lake, and in the last episode we scouted the entire thing and accepted all the tasks. So in today's video, we shall be going to each of the tasks and hopefully get them all done this episode, if everything goes to plan, which not guaranteed it will. But we're going to hope it does, because there's not actually too many, and I don't think there's anything too difficult. So what we're going to do is try and get the bridges done. We're probably going to start with this one. Because there's nothing too difficult, really. Actually, it's probably quicker to go this way. Go straight up to the station. Get that and then just, yeah, it's a bit of a drive, but it's not too bad. Now we're back in our trusty old Paystar, which should be reliable enough. Paystar's definitely not a bad truck. Just got to be careful of getting stuck in mud. Really, there's nothing too reached as a whole. But it's just got a bit of deep mud here and there, that's about it. Main challenge with this place is actually just a lack of buildings. There's no garage, there's no fuel station. We've got enough fuel with us anyway. I know there's a couple of trailers around the place, but and I mean, we're planning to be very careful with our trucks anyway, so I ain't too concerned. So we'll still chug along. We do get some upgrades though. I think there's a couple on this one we need to get. Okay, we need to stop spinning the wheels. I'm not really moving anymore. Let's try it. This mud is not even that deep, it just is slippy. In this chugging through, once we get some weight on the back, that should actually help. Kind of the thing we need. Sort of area you've got to be careful of, because some trucks can tip by going over here. I think we're going to be going fast stuff, really. Or draw, because this thing's really struggling. I mean, it's definitely trying its best. Let's just go grab some of the wood. It's just a simple thing of driving it to where the bridge is. The area is really muddy. Try not to stop too long, because when you stop, sometimes you can sink in. We should be solid enough. Right, now we just gotta go around to the bridge. Which, unfortunately, there's not really like I could go through there, which would be quicker. But I also feel like my chance of getting stuck is a hell of a lot. Not really, there is also a fuel trailer there, which is pretty much perfectly where we need it. Yeah, I think we'll just go the long way. Like the short way probably will get us there, but we kind of could do it some fuel potentially, and it's guaranteed to be able to get the long way. The added weight hasn't helped as much as I hoped. Because the issue is, to get more grip, you need more weight. I don't have enough power in my vehicles to really deal with the weight well, so it does kind of slump down quite a lot. It isn't even that heavy, to be fair, but like, still is extra weight. I'm still moving, that's the main thing. Because then once we finished up this region with all the tasks, we can then move on to doing contracts. Which is probably my favourite bit of the game, hence why I kind of like to leave it towards the end. Other than doing some contracts with logs. Especially long logs, because they always seem to cause me trouble. Never go as easy as I would like. But I'm going to try really well to not make too much of an issue doing logs. Typically, I either leave them for the very end, say if I know the region inside and out, or doing them, or I try and do them every now and again so I don't get burnt out when I'm doing them. Because I think it's Alaska has a lot of logs to do. I think most maps have logs for you to do at some point. Which the missions themselves aren't that bad. It's just of how difficult it is to actually move long logs. It's also like you have to kind of do multiple trips through terrain with not heavy vehicles. Our best vehicle to use a lot of long logs is going to be like the P16 or something. Because none of my other trucks are really going to be cut out for it. Also mainly because none of them have OEM. But I think we'll see how it goes. Even if it's a bit slow, it should still be doable. Climb up this year. That's going to really struggle. Kevin, you can turn. Okay. That's what I mean. I'm actually going to leave that because we're coming this way now at some point. I'll probably go do the scout missions at some point as well. Most of them are just going to be driving around the place. Which will leave that for the Scout 800, which should make sure work of it. Take some of the fuel, just because it will always be useful. Okay, this is why we're perfect. Because basically what we're doing with a lot of these tasks is just making it so you can get to the drilling sites, I guess. So this bridge is going to be vital to doing it, a lot of the contracts. Be a bit careful with this train because some of it's quite bouncy. Which can tip you over quite easily. That's where we accept the mission, can't actually deposit it, and got to go to where the bridge is. Which I mean makes sense, but Yeah, bridge is done. Wonderful. I mean, there's anything over there, so let's go do more wooden planks to the north bridge. Is there anything else? Yeah, we could go to you, couldn't we? Go rescue a little car. Be nice and easy. Nice little car and bring it to where it needs to be. So, remember this region being particularly difficult. There's one contract which is a little bit a pain, but it's more just the fact you have to go to each of the drill sites. So it's not that bad, it's just a bit repetitive one, but then you've got to bring some big old cargo container or something back from it. And in itself it wasn't that bad. This is probably as fast as we're ever going to go in this truck. Try and keep off the path a bit because we haven't really driven down here before. Not making the ground any nicer. Okay. Seemed like the best place to get your car stuck. But I can actually reach from quite far away. Okay, let's just put it to safety and then we'll plan the route. Turn the engine off. So we've got time, so we need to go to that side. To be fair, that's really not even that far. Maybe even a few, yeah. Hoping it'll save us the effort around the pulley, but so it's definitely going to be a slow crawl. There's not really too much we can do about that either. I believe that also gets fixed at some point as well. Might be under a contract. I actually can't remember. Yeah, this is definitely going to be slow. Avoid the main muddy bits. Because the more you drive over a place, the worse the train actually gets. At least it resets whenever you close the game or whenever you change region. So if you're doing the same trip repetitively, that's when you're going to run into issues on driving on your own train. Too much of an issue because it's on the first 5 regions, it's not that bad. You get to some of the later maps, it gets quite bad because if you go up and down the same path an awful lot, like one contract or something, so that's when you're really going to feel it. Especially when you're playing with friends and stuff, and if they've got big wheels, and if you're driving behind them, it makes the ground so much worse of what it is without it, like, the ideal. So also playing this game with friends does actually change the way you play quite a bit. But to plan on your own, because on your own, to plan things out and things take a bit longer. In my experience, especially, I find playing on my own actually I'm more efficient when playing. Because playing with friends, so much more can go wrong, especially with the, say, multiplayer, like, lag issues that can occur. Especially if, like, if they try and winch to you and try and pull you out somewhere. I'd say more often not, used to be a lot worse, but you can still get, like, flung to space and that kind of stuff. Which in single player doesn't seem to happen nearly as much. Whereas in online, it's happened quite a few times to me. There's a lot of stuff taking longer, but the plus side is you typically have multiple of you working on the same contracts or missions, so you kind of whiz through them quite quick. But it definitely does change the experience quite a lot. Wonderful. Cracking through these. So we just gotta drive all the way back down there. Shouldn't be too bad. Because if I wanted to be more efficient, I would have probably organised these missions. I'm not going back and forth so much. That's not really much. I like to do things efficiently, but not min-max efficiency. This is, like I said, kind of like a chill let's play sort of thing, so I'm not really trying to do like the optimal thing. Because as fun as that can be, the game is 100% just a much better game if you take your time. You try and min-max everything when something goes wrong, even more frustrating. So I just go with the flow. Yeah, that's when it happens. But it's more the fact of not doing needlessly long stuff. Like if there's a more efficient route I think of, I will do it, but I'm not going to be stressing over trying to do it. At the end of the day, we're here to relax, not to be stressed, and I find min-maxing satisfying, so a lot more stressful, so I think this game doesn't really need it to be that. So min-maxing this game doesn't really... I mean, the game's got too much content to get through to want to min-max it. Min-maxing is... I find it's good to do in short bursts. However, this game, you still want to complete the game in a short burst, like... Quite interesting to actually know what's like the time to complete it. Like from like the beginner map all the way to season 16, I think is the most recent one. How long would it take? Because I think the first 3 maps take probably around 100 hours. And I'm going to assume on average it's like 20 hours a map, just as a complete guess. This wood. Now we need to go all the way to North Bridge. Actually, we can cut across there, can't we? That should be fun. Should be good. Well, let's get this wood. Where we need to go? Well, hopefully, I'm gonna take this shortcut. I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember it being bad when we drove down. It will definitely save us a lot of time. Which is sometimes good, sometimes it's not so good. Ooh, it's dangerous. Can we not tip there, please? Drive on, well. A cheap wooden bridge has been built. I'm getting money for them, so. I've got an upgrade over there we need to go get as well. I don't want to do that when I go near there though. Got another bridge. So we need 4 planks. We need 4 planks for that one as well. And how many more planks do we need? Okay, we need 6 planks. Could probably do that in one trip. Yeah, overloading. Is there a trader anywhere nearby? Semi, we need like a long trailer. Could use twin steer. That could take 4. It's way over there, so it's a bit. I think I might have to do it the long way. Overload a bit. I could probably take. Actually, I could take 2, then come back, take 4, and then that should solve it. Let's go back the way we came. Yeah, no, that will make sense. Get back the way we came, pick up some lovely things. So we are coming into the darkness as well. I'm going to try and avoid buying trucks we're likely to find. Because that will then be kind of redundant and such. Because one of our long-term goals of this series is to own one of every truck. Which is easily doable. It's just something I've never done in the past, because often I only have the trucks, or kept the trucks that I found useful. Which, in the early days, really wasn't that many. But nowadays, I do like to try and use a different truck whenever we can. However, currently we don't have that option. Paystar's kind of our only semi-reliable truck. The other ones can be good just later on. They're used more as we get better trucks as well, because then some of the less capable trucks, there'll be small jobs that they can do. Trucks we won't use, they can still be like repair vehicles or fuel vehicles or that kind of thing, so they'll still have a purpose. We need planks. Now, we need 6 planks. I think it might just be easier to do 2 and then grab 4. Because overloading 6 planks, I can see that not working very well. Especially since powerways are still our issue. However, 4 planks, it should be doable. Then we just put 2 in the bed and then 2 on top of one. Which to me seems a lot more reasonable. Truck's gonna be putting in work today though. What's our money looking like nowadays? 30 grand. I mean, we're not broke, but we're still not enough to afford a new truck. Trucks we'll probably buy is only ones that are in the DLC, none of the like season ones, like the standalone DLCs, because that way you don't get them just from playing the game. Look at them. There's quite a few good ones. But even if I do get some of the overpowered trucks, they will only be used when deemed necessary, not as a... Because as I mentioned earlier, like, I prefer using a different truck, different things at different times. See, I have some of my favourite trucks, but I find half this game is actually experimenting with different trucks and using different trucks. So I do find the more you use, like, I'd say, less overpowered trucks, I'll say, or like less reliable trucks, the better at the game you actually get as well, because you get a lot more accustomed to start of a vehicle. I will say it's probably an issue a lot of people could have with this game, especially like new players who are just picking up the game now, is the game's a lot easier now than what it was when it first came out. And like with the Scout 800, that thing's only just received dirt to it, which has now made it a very good vehicle, whereas in the early days, the vehicle was really, it was good at the time, but it wasn't good. And I feel like they're kind of making the game easier, but they're also making some of the later reaches harder. The early game is still going to be easy, especially for people who then buy like the Mastodon truck, the big old behemoth. You can buy it as a standalone thing, and it's got crazy big tyres, which are really good. It's got a bunch of add-ons on it. You can basically do anything you throw at it, other than maybe drive through a very tight turn. If you learn how to play the game using that, you're going to struggle when you don't have that vehicle. Because that vehicle, like, going through mud or terrain, you won't have to pick a line, it will make the line. So, like, them kind of vehicles aren't good if you're new. It's a weird thing, because the game has a very steep learning curve to it. So the majority of people want to make that easier by using these good vehicles. The thing is, it doesn't really get rid of the learning curve, it just raises you up, and the second you get rid of that vehicle, you're back at the bottom, because you don't actually know the fundamentals of how to not tip, how to not get stuck, and all that stuff. Which, annoyingly, the only way to really get good with that stuff is to spend a lot of time on your side, and then wonder why you're on your side. Which, arguably, well, makes sense. It's not the funnest thing in the world. Especially with this game, it's quite punishing when you do tip over and stuff, but it is also the way you learn. Right, let's deposit these. And now we need to go back to where we just came from. Now, I do want to say there is a potential of a road across there. However, I've never done it. I tried once when I was like new to the game, got stuck. So I actually don't know if it's doable, but I feel like it's just there to bait people. Which it did successfully do to me at one time. So again, we're just going to take the slightly longer way, but guaranteed. I should track one of these. So we need just 6. Okay, yeah, perfect. You need to go to. Okay. What we can do, we'll go get wood and then we can come up here, grab you, and then take you to where we need to go as well. Where is this bridge? There. Okay, perfect. Is you next to each other? That's what we want. But yes, like, as I said, like, you can definitely make the game easier, but it doesn't make you better at the game. So it depends what people's goal is. Like, same thing as when people use like the modded trucks and stuff. Very good fun. But a lot of them are overpowered and not in any remotely sort of balanced to that sense. Like, obviously there probably are some ones that aren't overpowered. They're kind of far and few between from my experience with playing mods and stuff. But again, if people want to have a vehicle that can just go plow through something, if that's how they enjoy the game, go for it. Like, at the end of the day, enjoy the game. That's the main thing. The main thing is I want to actually game and get better and then feel achievement when I complete stuff in the game. That's kind of the thing I enjoy with this game a lot. It's the fact that it's not an easy game, it's also not difficult. It does test you still, which is kind of what I like about it. I'm a good middle ground because it's not like a stressful game where you've got to constantly be 100% locked in. I thought it's still going to teach you a lesson if you mess up. It's kind of just what I enjoy about it. Especially since there's so much content on the game as well. So, which for me is quite a big thing, because the amount of games that aren't like multiplayer games like COD and stuff, it's very difficult to get a lot of hours out of them. Like single player-esque campaign type games. And they've got so many regions. So I'm never going to really get bored of it. Well, I'm never going to run out of things to do. It's even like games where you can grind a lot on them. After a while you're grinding just for the sake of grinding. This game, it's going to be a very long time before I get to the end of it. So it'll be very interesting to kind of see. Also considering the fact I haven't played any of the regions past like season 5. So a lot of it's going to be new fun stuff, and they keep adding more. I believe they're likely going to go to season 20. And they might do another year after that, I'm not too sure. Each year they seem to release like 4 maps or so. So yeah, it's a game that's constantly got content coming out for it, so I'm happy. So, right, we're going to try and grab pieces. Should be doable. Seems really struggling. That's going to get the engine on. Oh, put the legs down. Very helpful. place this nicely. I do wish like the rotation feature was a little bit quicker. It's borderline painfully slow. Gonna put you there. Ideally, it should work well. It could also pull off. Which is, I think blue crane's a lot better for it. Only because it hasn't got that like mechanism thing kind of blocking away. Okay. Because the blue crane can get across to both of them, but what we're going to do is just, we'll do that. Should be secure. Now, the risk we have got is central gravity is going to be a little bit higher. I just thought we won't be able to tow the car either. Okay. Get the car again, it's fine. Down here. Potential might need fuel. There's a fuel trailer there. That's not the ideal. But we are going towards the car, so I can refuel myself if need be. Yeah, the bounce on this was a small concern. This could go horribly wrong as well, but it's a risk we might as well take it. Because this thing's quite bouncy as is. It doesn't really have much give in the suspension either. I mean, this ain't a bit different anyway. Keeps it a little bit lively. It's actually going along quite nice. I think if we keep it in low plus, just I mean we don't even have low plus, do we? Should be fine. Definitely not quick though. I mean, look at it, majestic. The thing is, this won't be the worst thing we're going to be doing today, but it's a fairly often occurrence for me, so typically I don't do nothing crazy. I've seen people like have it stacked on the back and on the roof of the cab and everything on the lamp. That to me is a bit much, but if it's just taking one or two extra pieces here and there, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna run out of fuel. Which means we might have to bring the Scout 800 to us. Some fuel. I don't think it's going to be worth it. I feel like we're going to run before we get there. Yeah, I think we'll park it here. I mean, it's not that far away. Don't have a lot on you. Is there fuel on the way? There's one there we can go get actually. It's in a wonderful spot. And yeah, we'll go fully top this thing up a hill, and then we'll go deliver it to our little Paystar. refuel. At first, you're actually. Fully refueled. Reconnect you. Oh. Head to the waypoint real quick. To be fair, it really wasn't that far, but I would know for certain. The last thing I want is to run out in a bad place, which is then difficult to get to. Flying along though. It went, that's good. I'm gonna probably squish the crane down actually. Just give it a little bit of pressure on that top, apparently. Which is nice and smooth, I love it. Oh, but the road's quite smooth actually. Closest thing we get to our road for a while. Actually, this region. And we badly lost it. A nice little lumber mill type place. Get to the next place. Which is literally just across the bridge. We save so much time because we've already got on with this. Yeah, beautiful. We've got 3 missions left. Get there for the scout. That's all you could do. We do them together. This little mission. It isn't that bad. It's a bit of a long drive, but it's all. Yeah, we'll just go along here. We can also get that upgrade as well. This fuel. Yes, it's perfect. I'll get you first. We'll work out how to get back from there. There's a twin steer nearby, so I'm not too concerned about getting completely stuck. Should be able to do these last 3 missions with relative ease. Now, I do want to check upgrades. Okay, that is the last upgrade. Perfect. Vehicle, okay, yes. The last couple tasks. There's still a couple we haven't done. Got 1 left on Drummond Islands. We might have 2, I think. Well, I left the ones that were kind of a bit of a pain to do, so we can do them later on. Ideally, once we got a vehicle, it's like a little bit more capable. Then the Paystar's been doing an amazing job. I kind of need actually I might better do them with a scout, one of them. On Black River was one you have to go on the hills and look over barrels, which is always kind of a bit of a pain because the chance you tip in was incredibly high. So now The Scout's a lot more stable. Right, this upgrade point I'm a little concerned about trying to get to. Because, I mean, it is just in the middle of nowhere. We're going to just try. There's plenty of trees. So as long as we stay near them, we should be fine. This is not going to be an easy thing. I think if we can get over to that bit, where it's a little bit raised, it should be out the worst of it. That's the plan anyway. Switch to there. Which on the back seems to always give you a nice big shovel. Stuck on. This is not going to be easy as I would have liked. Oh, my brain. I love it. I'm struggling so much. Either way, that's really dumb for me. They're like 20 times harder than it needed to be. What's that engine? And that's a good engine as well. Right. Got a moment aside. Let's continue. I mean, even going that way would have been a lot easier as well. Take some fuel, and we're good to continue. Where is this dude's put his car then? Ooh, don't do that. That could be bad. I'm glad I can reach it. Don't have to go right wading into the mud. Come to me, little car. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Now we just gotta take you all the way. I need to try the mission, that would help. I mean, it's pretty much where we just came from. So not the most exciting journey ever, but let's. It was really struggling. This thing is really struggling. All through all this mud, so it's not the easiest thing ever. Actually, let me use a bit of brain cells. Questionably, anyway. Can I just, Not the safest way to do this, but nice little 180 there, love that. I'm not sure if this car fits in the back. Often do it with these sort of vehicles. I do it like with the Scout 800 is perfect examples because it's got quite a short wheelbase. Oh, I think it fits. Yeah, it does. Perfect. Big brain. Because then all the weight's net on the back of me rather than pulling behind me. So ideally more grip, I think. I don't want to put the mark over there, that's a bit dumb. And you actually get some speed. Love it. Pretty much there. Really not been anything too difficult. Deliver you in the back, or do I have to unpack you? Perfect. That's all truck-based missions. All we got is this one and this one. Which is actually where I left the Scout. Which seemed very like something I planned. I didn't, so just happy coincidence. We need to do this one. Can reach. It's going to kind of irritate me the fact we're going to be going around it backwards. We can then get to. Yeah, we can do all them. Then just basically along there, up along there. Yeah, okay. Should be pretty straightforward. How much fuel we got? Not much, but fuel trader there. Should be fun. And then we're back in the good old Scout 800, so just trying to save fuel where we can, because I don't have like spare reserves too much. I don't think we need all-wheel drive that much anyway. Do wish his turning circles a little bit better, but I guess that's the downside of having diffs always on. Tree, no. Turn should not be this difficult. Path is not really that clear either. Don't tip, be good. So this one might not be super easy. Trying to think a little bit on the challenge in the side. Nothing too bad though, but like. Definitely mess up though. I had to double check that. So it looks like it is the road, but it's not. So hard to tell. Okay. Doing this at night as well is not easy. Oh, need to climb. Two more bits left. My tree on a hill has been the issue then. It's got no power on this thing. The engine upgrade we can really do with. Just got to put it in us. Oh. Do that. Okay, last one left. Hasn't been that bad of a thing. I checked again. Just a little safety winch. That's concerning. The safety winch snapped. Luckily I didn't need it, but if I did, it wouldn't have been much help anyway. There we go. Very nice. Quickly race down here, top ourselves up all the good fluids, and then we'll do the last task. Which, I don't want to jinx it, but everything's gone to plan today. Which is kind of the vibe we're after. Because if everything goes to plan, it means it's nice and relaxing and not stressful for me, if not anything else. So, let's just top you, and fill you. Now we're good to go. Give again, you can't reverse it all that. And now we got our last mission, which is explore the broken antenna. Which does seem relatively simple. Which I'm hoping isn't going to be the thing that's going to mess me up today. This hill could be a small tube potentially. Hopefully this thing will just keep climbing then. This vehicle's actually really impressed me with how well it's done, just generally. So that update they gave it could not have come at a better time. Because I was planning to use this thing a lot regardless of the update. The fact they've updated it made it a hell of a lot nicer to drive. Just a good thing for me, really. Because I'll be honest, I doubt things would have gone this smoothly. Yeah, we might suck a bit. Gee, quite deep. Cool. Can't even see my wheels. There we go. And that should be the only challenging bit. Done damage. Didn't feel like particularly fair damage, but it done damage. I think it's a trooper just flew through that. Okay, is this the tower we need to be at? It looks like the tower we need to be at. Gotten slightly off the road and in a ditch, but not helpful. I think this is the tower. Don't ask. A cargo container. Oh, yeah, I guess we did have to fix that. Well, we can do. Where do I get a cargo container from? There. So I'll grab that and bring it there. Okay, got you. I do think we'll leave that for another day. Because, I mean, we did set out to do all the tasks. Which technically we did do. A new one has appeared, but we could do that next episode. We didn't do a logs. Cargo tank, that's a 2-slot big container, so we can probably come back to you at a later date. So yeah, I do think this will be where we leave it for today. Hope you've all enjoyed and are feeling nice and relaxed. If you are, hit the like button, subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next one. Peace.